Hi, Eve again. I'm trying to explain somebody when it comes to, and a few people, especially the people that are in crypto. The people that are exposed on the cryptos right now are kind of in some kind of a situation where they are deceived by the fact that this will be like a massive bull run. I hope so. I hope for the best. I really do. But this is a message for anybody who wants to develop any kind of application or any kind of platform right now from scratch. And that's a message also here for anybody that is exposed within crypto space and have not too much any idea of what is actually going on behind the scenes. What is going on behind the scenes in terms of web software architecture. It's been many times that I already exposed and explained that there's something going on when it comes to the architecture of the old internet and the fact that central cloud-based systems are exposed to central point of failure. So any application is actually running on a central cloud. Anybody that likes to create a platform, a new application from scratch, is basically exposed to central cloud computing. So if it's already the case that there is an application up and running, it's kind of need to be maintained and it really needs to be updated from time to time. So that's something that will keep on going, and the security layers will have to increase all the time. And nevertheless, it will be still some kind of a Frankenstein construction when it comes to the basic architecture of that application. But anybody that wants to create something new from scratch, I would definitely recommend to look into, let's say, ICP, which is the full Web3 based architecture, which is a completely different new way of developing. Basically, your application will run into an encrypted private cloud space where there's no need for any kind of security layers, and you're fully, let's say, in control of your data. And if there's any AI related to that application, you have full control when it comes to the training of that AI, which will become more and more relevant. Because, as I explained in a video earlier, AI is at its peak when it comes to its capacity, and it's also more and more exposed to malicious data, which is data that is created already by the AI. So at some point we have no control when it comes to the AI, its data, and we have no control on his training. So if you start from scratch, develop something, you're gonna have major costs when it comes to the development, and at the same time you're gonna be still exposed to different kind of third-party suppliers within that software architecture in order for you to have a working application, and you are exposed to third-party cloud computing provider. Right? So this is what I call a Frankenstein construction. I learned a lot from Mr. Bobby. He is extremely experienced and has also the wisdom when it comes to the conceptual architecture of ICP, which is the real Web3. And this Web3 is actually ready to go in terms of having a proven concept when it comes to the software working applications. When it comes to the regulation, already behind the scenes is already up and running and in place in collaboration with the World Economic Forum and the United Nations guys and so on in Swiss. So everybody is talking about America and what's going on in China, and they have the power when it comes to the data and the data cloud providers, or let's say in Asia or in the States. But actually it's running and it's happening all behind the scenes in Switzerland. Switzerland, Zurich is the new Silicon Valley, I would say. So, yeah. And within the crypto space, the problem is everybody is thinking and is like kind of in love with their coin they bought. And Bitcoin is Bitcoin and is some kind of a, let's say, world reserve currency when it comes to the crypto space, but it's actually outdated tech. And its first layer can only execute 7 transactions a minute. The Lightning Network is not working properly. So basically, the Lightning Network is a hidden system for a CBDC, actually. Bitcoin becomes CBDC. It's something that most people will not want to see, and the ones that are able to see, that have the wisdom of how the architecture or the software works, they don't want to see it. This is what I noticed, especially when it comes to Bitcoin maximalists. So when it comes to exchange of value, the only real deal for me is still and is XRM, which is Monero. But my message is here: don't waste any money when it comes to the development of any application in the old-fashioned way, and learn about the new architecture, plus the new AI application running on that framework, which is called Caffeine AI. I will leave some links below. Any builder, any developer, anybody who's like an entrepreneur, and anybody who wants to build something will be able to build this in 1 day, 2 days, you know. So this AI will actually replace all the coder work and have the capacity to flow within all the different segments within that application, because that application is running on your private cloud and it's all within, let's say, one entanglement. Everything is entangled at once. So there's no bridges, there's no data transfer, there are no security layers between those silos of that application. So, and it's like suppressed. This network, ICP, is 100% suppressed from, let's say, the powers that be within that crypto space. And the cryptos are like exactly the same as the .com bubble area, where you have all new kind of internet companies, and it's all fugazi. It's all fugazi. You know, it's vaporware. You know, and nobody sees it except for a few, except a very, very few, and especially the ones that understand code, the ones that see how complicated applications are. They are kind of laughing with the whole blockchain space. But the thing is, they don't know of the existence of ICP. That's then the other thing. And then I opened the eyes, already did a few developers open their eyes. They were like, whoa, that's the shit, you know. This is something we can work with. This is something we can build something on, you know. That's the difference. So anybody who is in crypto, I'm a little bit worried. And any developer or any investor who wants to develop something from scratch, this is my message. You know, don't do anything in the old structure. It's old-fashioned. It's like building a house on the coastline on sand without foundations, basically. You know, and the new architecture, you have a secure environment to work without security layers. You have an embedded governance system, very important. You have an embedded wallet integration where there's the possibility to have exchange of value on what kind of value that might be within that application, and so much more, you know. You have direct interaction also with the first layer of Ethereum and Bitcoin. So I think Ethereum and Bitcoin will stay some kind of, let's say, settlement layers. Bitcoin will stay, let's say, the settlement layer maybe for exchange of value, or let's say holding structure as the gold value within crypto. And Ethereum might be the security layer or the settlement layer for any kind of DeFi application. But the real DeFi application will be running and will be developed in a secure private cloud space. You know, any DeFi application that is built right now on Solana or Ethereum or Avalanche is basically a Web2 based application, which is also exposed on central cloud computing, which has also a central point of failure. It's kind of complicated to explain, but this is the case, you know. And so I think the whole crypto space will explode in everybody's face, and everybody will come to the realization that it's actually all worthless software. And nobody wants to hear. Really. The only thing that has really working software is ICP and Monero. All the rest is Fugazi, you know, to my opinion. Prove me if I'm wrong, you know. Send me a message, give some comments down below if you want to take another statement here. But do your research, right? I'm gonna move some links here below to explain further deeper down, you know, the whole shebang here. But that's the case. You take care. Ciao. Enjoy the ride.